Well, as far as my participation in what happened yesterday is, I was complying with what Park Police said, and Friday evening I found bedding elsewhere. I didn't camp in the park. That's what they asked. Most of the last week, I didn't camp in the park. They sent out the notices, and I did not want to go ahead and go against their orders. So, unfortunately, because of that, they arrived here, from what I understand, around 5:30 Saturday morning, and set up a perimeter where my teepee was set up, along with your tent. And by the time I knew about it, Bogey called me actually and told me what was going on. Then I started getting other calls about what was going on, and I got down here probably around 9:30, 10 o'clock. By that time, there was a perimeter around all the tents. I couldn't enter to get any of my property. No one else could enter. For the last month, the main daytime officer, Sergeant Reed, I spoke to him several times about the situation, and I asked him about, how much, because of how much work I put into my teepee, I'd appreciate it if he gave me the heads up when they would go, come in here and start knocking stuff down. He said he would. He respected the teepee. Last Monday, when they had the high noon here, I waited for him to get out of his squad car, and I said, no, Sergeant Reed, I'm going to work right now. Here's my business card. If you have any problem with my teepee, please give me a call. He said, your teepee's fine. I said, thank you, sir. So I went on my business and went to work. When I got here yesterday, I was not able to get to my teepee or my belongings in the teepee, and I saw Sergeant Reed, who was, at that point, he was in his full ride gear, and he saw me, and he approached me, and I said, Sergeant Reed, he's like, would you like to get stuff out of your teepee? I'm like, sure, I would love to get stuff out of my teepee. I'd love to be able to get my teepee. He said, let me talk to the captain real quick. He comes back 10 minutes later and says, your belongings will be down at Haynes Point. You can get them there. They will be bagged and numbered, and your teepee's coming down. He told it to me just like that. I was like, oh, Sergeant Reed, I put a lot of work in that teepee. He's like, I understand. I know. But that's the way it is. So. And at that point, I watched them systematically take down most of the tents in there. And it was beyond rhyme or reason why they did what they did, because they said tents that complied with the order would be spared, and ones that wouldn't, that had bedding inside, would be taken down. Well, they took down tents that did comply. And I also seen them leave up a couple tents that had bedding in them, which just made no sense to me how they were doing things. Like, the information tent, gone. Was there any bedding there? No. There was at one point they were talking about taking down the library, you know what I mean? And people started chanting, keep the library, keep the library. It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I was here the morning of the eviction, and I was scouting out the different alleyways and stuff to see if where there were police located. There must have been about 6 or 8 cars down by the Starbucks at 1600 and K Street. So that kind of gave us alert. We did get notice from someone the previous day that there could be a possible eviction or a raid going on. So we did prepare minimally, but we were ready, and everybody was awake and alert when they came through. So we were able to gather people, and it was done in a safe way. The police were not very honest. They lied about different things to us, so it kind of makes me feel that justice is weak without the courage of the system. So I did what I could to gather things and get people's belongings that they needed, the necessities. I wasn't going to get a lot of clothing, and I wasn't going to make a lot of tents, take them off site, but just the necessities. So the biggest thing was just everybody trying to be safe as possible. The police did at one point during that daytime start a push to push the people off the property, which turned somewhat into the police kind of battling us down and clubbing a few people, which I saw the video. I was here that day, and I could feel the animosity between the two groups, more so of the police, which were just being given commands to hold the line, and push through to push people out of the park.
they foreclosed the park and they're pushing everyone back. The police officers with the shields were ramming into people and making them pull back. And one girl got stuck between the fence and like the police officers, and so everyone started grabbing the fence and started pulling her out. And as they were pulling her out, the police started filling in the gap where they were pulling it, and
They lunged forward because they thought that the crowd was trying to steal the fence, but really they were just trying to free the trapped girl.
And I was just so happy to be in that little gap, and the guy just took his shield and hit me in the face.
Are you okay?
Yeah, you can't see anything. It's fine. Cleared up my
People should know that
sinuses.
she's a 17-year-old teenager, and that's considered assault on a minor. That police officer should be in jail right now, or facing charges of assault of a minor for what happened. But because of everything that was happening at the moment, which often happens when the police come and bum rush a crowd, then there wasn't enough time to get his badge number and his name and everything else. And had I asked for that information, I probably would have been arrested for impeding justice.
Well, basically, yesterday was quite an eventful day. A whole lot of people, I heard, well, not a lot, I guess. A few people got hurt, and a couple cops, I guess. So, like, yesterday was just way out of control. You know, there's no need of violence at all. I mean, we were being peaceful. It means they should have been peaceful, and they should have understood that. But, you know, that doesn't always happen like that. I myself got knocked unconscious yesterday. But, you know, now all we gotta do is, you know, just keep going on from where we started off, you know? Where we left off, I mean. Definitely keep going.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to.
That's all we can do, stand in solidarity as little brothers, sisters, and
the law enforcement is patrolling their park, portraying to be at work, but they just wasting our tax dollars. You know what I mean? We out here. We've been out here because we're supporting the imperialistic pain. And this is something that they do to us. They just come in and they just push us down, and it's just throw us out, throw us away. Like we don't mean nothing. We've been crying. People that moved here from all around the world, walked here from hundreds of miles away. People walked. Stay here. They got abused yesterday, so we out here on Resurrection, the day after this massacre basically that went on. They just ran through District of Columbia after we are here protesting peacefully. We weren't hurting nobody, and they took all our belongings and all that. Man, there's a lot of hurt people that got hurt.
Tent of Dreams up, and they came through at 5 in the morning and wanted it gone, told us that there would not be an eviction. We complied with them, and not too much longer they were bulldozing everything, minus the few tents that you see here.